Well, what's going on, everybody? The 2024 NFL Draft is officially in the books. Exciting, nonetheless, for a first round that many had speculated that there were going to be a tremendous amount of moves, a lot of trading up for quarterbacks. That necessarily was not the case in this year's first round. Everyone, for the most part, pretty much stayed put, except for a few teams that only had to move up a spot or two to select their guy. The Broncos with Bo Nix, the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy. Giants stayed put at 6 and did all along what I wanted them to do, take the best player available, and they did that with LSU receiver Malik Nabers. The Giants officially got their true number one wide receiver threat since Odell Beckham, only fitting just 10 years later. The Giants' first-round wide receiver draft pick is also a fellow LSU Tiger, just like Odell Beckham Jr. was. But Malik Nabers broke all the records at LSU. All-time receiving yards leader. I believe he's also the all-time touchdowns leader. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, he's one of the best to ever suit up for the gold and purple. Then in round 2, the Giants take the safety, the best safety in the class, Tyler Nubin out of Minnesota, a ball hawk safety that can play in the box. He can play man. He is a ball hawk. He is everything you would want in a safety. 13 career interceptions at the University of Minnesota. And then in the third round, we drafted Wan'Dale Robinson's fellow teammate, Andrew Phillips, the corner from Kentucky. He is a slot corner mostly. He will probably overtake Darnay Holmes at some point for that position. And hopefully he hits the ground running. A little undersized, never had a single interception in his college career, but that doesn't mean much. He was sticky. He was all over receivers. He was a great defender. He could keep up with just about anybody, and he has a dog mentality. I'm excited for him. Kid looks like a fine young man and eager to be at work and be a Giant. Then they followed up in round 4 with the speculation that Darren Waller could possibly retire, as he is not 100% committed yet. The Giants were not going to wait around for his decision. They went ahead and drafted one of the best tight ends in this year's draft class, Theo Johnson out of Penn State. He was one of the least productive tight ends, but he played for Penn State, who really didn't have a great quarterback and didn't really throw the ball around too much. But at 6'6", 260 pounds, Theo Johnson provides Daniel Jones, or whoever the quarterback may be, a tremendous red zone threat and a tremendous security blanket for a target. The Giants followed up with their last 2 picks at round 5. At number 166, they take the running back out of Purdue, Tyrone Tracy Jr. This guy is like a Deebo Samuel light gadget player, once receiver turned running back. He can catch out of the backfield. He can run routes. Tremendous hands, tremendous speed, 40-inch vertical. I am really excited about this guy. He is a weapon, and I expect him to play early and often. Then this pick, the last pick of the draft, the most questionable one, with other opportunities at hand with other players, like a Brendan Rice from USC, Darius Muasua, linebacker out of UCLA. Not a big fan of this guy. Seems like he is a special teams player. It possibly could be a backup to your backup. But who knows? Maybe Shane Bowen saw something in this guy that he liked that would fit his defensive scheme. I don't know. But out of all the draft picks, he is my most questionable one. I would have rather have liked to take a flyer on a young receiver than take Darius Muasau. But welcome aboard all 6 draft picks. I'm excited to get you guys in the building. I'm excited to learn you guys' personalities, what makes you tick, what makes you don't tick. And I'm excited to get to work with you guys as a fan. Obviously, I'm acting like I'm a coach. I'm not going to be working with you, but I'll be rooting for you from here, from my couch. Let's go, Giants. I will give this draft grade a B-. Now, I know a lot of guys are hating on this pick. They're saying Joe Schoen should be fired. How do you leave this draft without taking an offensive lineman? How do you leave this draft without taking a quarterback? And I will say this. yes, I was a little surprised that we did not come away with a quarterback in this year's draft class, but Joe Schoen was very adamant and he was very convincing that he was going to go through this year with the guys they already have in the building. That is Daniel Jones, that is Drew Lock, and that is Tommy DeVito. He's also said that it's unfair to treat Daniel Jones differently just because of his torn ACL. A lot have attributed to a bad team play, and it was all not on him. He believes with a better offensive line, with signing guys like Elam Manor from the Las Vegas Raiders and John Runyon Jr., maybe another year with a better offensive line coach in Carmen Brasillo, that he can even make Evan Neal more formidable. They hope that without Saquon Barkley, things don't change much. Bringing on Malik Nabers should provide a whole different side of this offensive that we have not seen in many, many years. I'm excited. This is a trial run. No more excuses for Daniel Jones. It's put up or shut up time for number 8. He needs to perform well or he will not likely be back next season, as the Giants can opt out of his 4-year deal after year 2. The only thing I'm worried about is his injury clause. If he does get hurt, the Giants are screwed against the cap with dead money because all the money, it will be guaranteed to him. Similar like Russell Wilson's injury clause in his contract, why Sean Payton and the Broncos decided to bench him for the remainder of the year, because they did not want him to get hurt and they would be without a lot of money for next year's cap. But that is the draft recap. I'm excited. We got a lot of players. This team is better today than it was yesterday. I know you may not see it yet. Don't be too judgmental just yet. Wait for these guys to get in the building. Wait for these guys to get accustomed to the NFL playing style, the speed of the game. You really can't judge a draft class unless you're like the third year in. Kayvon Thibodeau, this is his third year in the system. He was better last year than he was the year in his rookie year. Andrew Thomas got better as the years went on. Just trust the system. And if it doesn't work, then we're back at square one. So you might as well root for everything. As always, let's go G-Men. I'll talk to you guys later.